Okay, is that working? I think it's working. Okay, so I'm going to just go through this kind of quickly, through the main ideas. Let me open up like a notepad thing, I guess. Okay, so is that viewable? Is that too small? That's probably fine. Okay, so step one, you need to erase the game data. Start from a fresh file, which actually it's not obvious how to do that. Well, the basic menu, you reset the game, you're here. Start game. And this is the castle, this is where you do stuff with your party. B takes you to the other menu, here. Training grounds is like where you make characters. We'll use these three, but we'll do that as we get there. Training grounds is where you create, delete, etc. So first step is when you make a new game, you need to delete everything. Okay, and then when you have nothing left to delete, it takes you here, reset backed up data. Now unfortunately, you do this as you reset. Boom, the music's playing. So why was the music not playing before? Because it actually lags the hell out of the game. So when the game starts, like, I don't know if you include this in the timer or not, but go to select switch, music off. Okay, so actually these also like lag the game, but not very much, I don't think. And it makes the game like harder. Because if you're like really trying to grind the time, you can go to line and turn sound off too, but music adds a good like 5-10 minutes to the run. The others is probably only like a matter of seconds. So there's no music, so I'm gonna play something. This is one of my favorite game soundtracks, so I'm gonna have this going in the background. Wait, no, is that gonna work? I think you might get double sound if I do that. Okay, yeah, this isn't gonna work, so actually you just play your favorite soundtrack while this tutorial runs. Anyway, start game. Now you need to make the party. So hit B immediately, training grounds, make your party. The fastest way to do this is basically I hold my controller like you would hold kind of an arcade stick. And yeah, three neutral dwarf fighters. I'm gonna explain like my route, which is the I don't know how competitive it is. I think I could get a record with it, but it's the route that is like the most sane to run. I'll explain the other one like as I'm doing stuff in the run. But this game this route you play the game normally basically. And what I'm aiming for is I want to have my strength and vitality to be 18. So yeah, there we go. So I actually don't put it in agility, put the rest into, I think, luck. Doesn't matter, you just don't want it to be in agility. Okay, now for speed's sake, go down to 1 and change his name to Q. So now whenever I'm making the second guy, I can just name him 1 again. Okay, but anyways, the bonus roll, there's a 1 in 20 chance of it being 15 or higher. So it gives you a number between 5 and 9. And then with a 1 in 20 chance, that will be, you'll add 10 to that. Okay, change this guy's name to 2. And then actually there's an even further 1 in 20 chance after that to add another 10. So you can have rolls in the 20s. That's effectively a 1 in 400 chance. Oops. No, I don't want to change your name. Menuing is a little bit tricky to get used to. Okay, so now it changes. Now we need to make a good cleric. So dwarf, good. So here the menuing will trick you up a little bit. Make sure you're not hitting neutral. The reason clerics can only be good or evil, and neutral characters can't change alignment throughout the game, and you can't have good and evil characters in the same party. So this is the only guy whose alignment we're not worried about changing. It doesn't matter if he changes to good or evil. Every once in a while in the game you fight friendly monsters, and you have the option to fight them or not. If you choose to fight them, good characters can turn evil. And anytime you fight just a normal monster encounter, evil characters can turn good. So you don't want your characters to change alignment because the cleric, piety and vitality, and now you want agility on the cleric. I'll explain the reason why, it'll make sense. But I'm in the middle of, what was I explaining? Oh yeah, alignments. Okay, now we want dwarf neutral again. Now we're going to make 2 mages. Oh, it's really lucky. So here, yeah, vitality. This is a weird one. I don't know if it's better to put it in agility. And I'll explain the importance of that. Okay, that's pretty good luck. So the mages, the rolls are more important because it's harder to get good stats. Okay, but yeah, I pretty much explained alignment. Okay, so now we leave the training grounds, now we add our team. So this is where you do party stuff. Tavern, add in order, Q, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So your team should look something like that. Boltax trading post. You need to buy swords on your fighters. So long sword. They get used to the menuing. B cancels, and anytime you leave a menu like this, it will go to the next party member. So I'm not actually pressing down, it does that automatically. You see all I'm doing is pressing A and B. You don't buy armor because armor is actually bugged in this game. So now I go to maze and equip. I need to equip my swords. Okay, and that's pretty much it for items for the rest of the game. So here, Google let me see, Wizardry map. So this is where I usually go. Yeah, these are the maps that work. So on floor 1, let's see, what is the strat that I actually want to do? So the strategy got a little bit more complicated. What we're going to do is, let's see, how do I want to do this? So can we see this? I don't know, just open up that map. And right now, we're at... I'm sure there's a better way to do this. Maybe I should make some a paste bin or something with relevant links. So I'll probably do that. But here, I'll post it in chat for now. I guess if you're watching this on Twitch, you'll be able to see the chat log, so you can just do that. So we start at where on the map? On up at 0, 0. And what I want to do is go north and then over, and then it wraps around through this orange door like at 9:19. So you can just kind of look. If I'm at up, I'm going north till I hit this wall. I just passed C1. I turn right. I go to this red door. Left. Now I'm in this big open place in the center. And now I just go right. So now I'm going all the way to that orange door, and this wraps around. This is a secret door, that's why it's orange. Okay. So now A goes through doors. Okay, one thing I didn't mention, up goes forward, and A also goes forward. But up won't go through doors, A goes through doors. So if you want to move optimally, like you're sort of doing an alternating up A thing. Anyways, I went to W1 on there, and it teleported me to little W1. You can see on the bottom right there. Now on little W1, I want to go to the purple area and go to E for elevator. So this may seem like complicated, but this is actually like the primary movement in this game. It involves going back to town and then going to the elevator. So you'll get used to this route like very quickly. I'll talk to you later about that, Mala. Anyways, so I got teleported to W1, and now I'm going over to the purple area. Okay, and it gets dark. So now, this is a little bit confusing. This is why the sound is important. So you're going to turn right, and you can see like the screen change. And now, if I just keep hitting up, I'll hit ouch. And that means I hit that door. You see that red one-way door. So I hit A. You can hear I went through it. And now I'm in this dark hallway. So I turn right, and I go all the way up to elevator. Okay, so this B takes me to floor 2, 3 takes me to floor 3, D takes me to floor 4, which is where I want to go. Okay, so now click on floor 4. And that took me to E1. So this is actually pretty simple. The only thing I want to do is I want to go north. I want to end up at M7, but the problem is that like there's a bunch of one-way doors. So I ended up, or did I end up at C1? No, I think I'm at E1. So I'm at E1, I'm going north. Okay, so testing ground, authorized personnel only. Do not enter. That's okay, I'm gonna enter anyways. Sounds of guardian monsters. Okay, so C2 is a forced encounter, but C2 is usually friendly. Now, with this game, you'll reset a lot. Every time you hit B, it brings you to camp, and it creates a temporary save file. So what this means is, I hit B, I made the temporary save, now I'm gonna go right, I'll get a forced encounter. It's friendly. This is almost always friendly. I don't know the reason for that. But friendly, you want to leave, and it just means that you don't have to fight them, which is good, because we're level 1, we can't kill them. Now go forward again, monster allocation center. Hit B again to make that temp save, and you'll spend a lot of time here. There's a 5% chance of getting a friendly encounter. There's no chance that you'll kill these guys. So if you fight them, hit reset, and then start game. So I'm going quickly. Start game, hit B, which takes you to the, again, training ground, maze, restart out party. Restart out party takes you to that temp save that you made. Okay, so hit B, get out of camp. I'm in monster allocation center. It always faces you north. So if you hit back, it will do a 180 flip, and we need to go back in this room. Okay, so I fought the guys again. So I'm just going to be doing this for a while. There's like a 1 in 20 chance of getting a friendly encounter. Doesn't matter if you surprise, you can't run from that fight. I've never been able to run from it. Oops. Yeah, so this can take a while. I think in my PB I got it on like the 3rd try or something, so that's pretty good. I don't care if I surprise them or not. Oops. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna stay here for a while. So I can explain, like, this is what we're doing here is we're getting a key item. And the reason I do this first is because if you get really bad RNG, like, you just want to get this out of the way. If it takes you like 5-10 minutes of resetting here, then you may as well just restart the run. But then what we do is we grind off a fixed encounter to level 3 in the first area, and then we go fight wisps until level 9, and we go fight the last boss. And in order to fight the wisps, you have to go to that elevator to like the last area in the game, and you can't take the second elevator until you get, there we go, friendly group, so leave. This creates a temp save, I think, just in case. Make a save. You don't want to have to do that again. Okay, and now we're gonna go to M7. There's actually another forced encounter in M6, but the odds of it being friendly are much higher, so I'm gonna make a save here. Actually, it's an M7. Okay, so I got the amulet. This lets me go in the second elevator. Okay, so here's an encounter. I surprise them. You can run from these. And I don't think we can kill those dragons. Okay, so I'm gonna reset. Again, it faced me north. There I got an encounter. Don't want to fight gargoyles. Every time you run from a battle, it will push you out. Do I have to fight? I might have to fight these. I guess you can't run from dragons. You may just have to use judgment here. Like, there's no way I'm going to be able to kill those guys, right? Okay. If anyone dies, you always need to reset. This is weird. I'm confused why this is happening. Okay, friendly group, so let's leave. Make a save. Get the amulet. 3, got the ribbon. Friendly group. Okay, we're good. Now I go out. Go back up the elevator. So now I'm back at floor 1. We will fight Murphy's ghost to get to level 3. Okay, and this put me back at E. So got an encounter. We're just gonna run. You can actually fight these. Okay, so now I'm spit back out at the start. And actually, I didn't really spend anything, so I'm just gonna go grind. Oops, okay, so this is where I started. I'm gonna go over to this fake wall again. Okay, so we went right to the elevator here. Right on the map, I'm at W1 right now, little W1. M3, like just behind me, is a fixed encounter. So I'm gonna go to that fixed encounter. Will I search? Yes. Every time you search, you fight Murphy's ghost. Okay, Murphy's ghost is hard to hit. So let me explain the battle a little bit. The fighters will fight. If anyone's low on health, you want the cleric to heal. Dios is the heal spell. So on that same link that I gave, there's a spells thing. You probably just want to have this open while you're playing, because you'll I don't know how to translate those. So yeah, Dios is heal. There's only a few spells you use, so like you'll remember them. But yeah, 2 is at 3 health. He needs to be healed. The mages, they're going to cast Catino. Catino is a sleep spell. Okay, so then 6 is gonna wait. I don't want to like double up my spells. Okay, and here you just want to mash through this. But but I mentioned this in Toad's chat earlier. You don't actually want to mash as fast as possible. The game will only recognize your inputs if it's 2 frames on and 2 frames off. So like you want to kind of hold the button down when you press it, but just for 2 frames. And you need to let go enough. Okay, so see he has a 0 next to his name. That means sleep landed. So I'm not going to cast another sleep. I'm going to wait for this one to wear off. And you see my fighters are like doing way more damage because Murphy's Ghost has a like crazy armor class. But when he's asleep, the armor class completely goes away. So that's the point. Okay, so I'm out of sleep spells. I need to go back and recuperate. So this means going back in the direction of the elevator. Okay, so I just went through that door at the bottom. You can see I'm going to wrap around. M2 actually teleports me back to town. So I'm going to hit left, up, right, A. And this guy says Mapiro Mahama Diromat, whatever that means, and teleports me back to town. Okay, so now these guys are not leveled up. But what I do want to do is get my spells back. So if you sleep at the stables with anyone, it will recuperate their spells. Okay, so now I go back to the maze. And I'm going quickly back to Murphy's Ghost. And all I do is I repeat this. You fight him if he's friendly. Okay, so again I'm using Catino. So he's asleep. Your fighters at level 1 are like, it's so hard for them to hit Murphy's Ghost if he's not asleep. So usually if you have less than like 4 sleep spells, I would say, I wouldn't even try to attempt the fight because your odds of actually killing him in a decent amount of time are terrible. I would just go back and rest and get sleep back. But you'll like, as you do this run, you'll slowly recognize that. Okay, so that was actually pretty good. An encounter. Oh, don't kill me. Okay, so I'm gonna reset. If anyone dies, you reset, but it's not a big deal because after every battle, the game makes a temp save for you. Okay, so now I'm back. Now my party's gonna level up. So 3 Murphy's Ghosts will get you level 3 on your fighters. And you have to sleep, like, sleeping won't level you up completely. Sleeping will only level you up, like, as much as, it will level you up, like, 1 at a time. Okay, so 1045 to the next level. Alright, now things get a little bit tricky. So now we're gonna go to the last area in the game and get lucky encounters. So same story, go back to the elevator. So again, this is like the thing that you'll get used to after you do this fight a lot, or this route a lot. Okay, so I went through the door. Remember, left and then right takes me home. If I go right, I'm going to this elevator. So I go to D. Okay, so this is where I got the amulet. So go back to your map and go to floor 4. Before I went north and like wrapped around to M7 on the map, here I'm just going to turn around and book it down to E2. Okay, there's a forced encounter on the opposite side of this door, so I'm going to save and encounter. 7 bears, I probably can't kill that. So what we're looking for here is an encounter that seems easy or a friendly group. So we got friendly, that's good. Now I go down to F. Okay, this takes me to floor 9. You can go forward. There's an enforced encounter on the left room here. So you go to floor 9, we're not going very far at all. You can see there's an E, that's where we came out. All I'm doing is I'm going to see U. G is a forced encounter. So I went outside, turned left, make attempt save, forced encounter. Thieves are very easy to kill. 1 giant, can I fight him? Probably. I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna fight him like I would a Murphy's Ghost. Okay, so we killed him. That was good. Oh, he gave a lot of XP. Okay, anyways, go to CU. And also, top your party off. Oh, this is bad, actually. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. It's going to be very hard for my fighters to survive. Oh well. It's a learning experience. Okay, a shoot. Okay, so make a save when you fall down here. So I'm in the last area. You basically can't kill anything here. But if you go to floor 10, there's only really one way you can go, and then you end up at this door here. After each of these doors, you can get teleported home, or keep going. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a fight with a will-o-wisp. Will-o-wisps give like ridiculous XP, and they're about as hard to kill as Murphy's ghosts, but they do a little more damage. And there's actually nothing here that's worth fighting. Okay, so that was really good luck. On the other hand, this is still a pretty hard fight. So the mage has learned a new spell, Dilto. This reduces the enemy's armor class. So have one mage cast Dilto, the other cast Catino. Actually, it doesn't matter. I can't heal my party, so I just have to pray here. And just keep doing that strat. All you have to do is pray, pretty much. Okay, so I'm out of Diltos there. I have one more Catino. So I didn't get any sleeps to land. That's pretty bad. Now I just have to pray that Q doesn't die. Q dies after reset. Well, 2 is gonna die too. Yeah, like I said, I made kind of a mistake in fighting that Earth Giant. I probably shouldn't have. 2 died. Okay, so now let me just get an encounter. Hopefully I can get an encounter with one wisp, which is bad. Because it's so hard to get a wisp encounter. Again, it's like 1 in 20 or so. But yeah, we do this until level 9, and that sounds like a long time, but you actually only have to kill like 6 or 7 wisps in total to do that. Wisps give like a ridiculous amount of XP. Okay, perfect. If we can't kill this, then it's bad news. Oh, and the menuing too, we didn't mention this. So I'm in my spell book right now. Down and up takes me to the different level spells, and then I hit A on that spell level, and I can select between the spells. Hopefully we can kill one wisp before he takes out a party member. And I'm out of spells, so now I just do my rhythmic mashing, like 2 frames on, 2 frames off. And pray that 3's dead, okay. Yeah. So I guess don't fight any encounters on the way here. You're gonna need all of your magic. An alternative, if you want, is to try to get to level 4 or 5 on Murphy's Ghost, but it takes a long time to level up on him. Like 1 encounter of the wisps is going to take me to level level like 6, I think. Oh wait, I think, now that I think about it, I think wisps can't actually be put to sleep. Is that right? Yeah, I think that's right. Okay, so now I made it through that door. There's resets and encounters, yeah. It's like a lot of RNG. Now I go to W1, this takes me home. Now I can sleep, these guys should level up twice, level up 3 times. The fighters level up 3 times off of 1 wisp. I'm guessing the clerics and mage will only level up twice. They have different XP requirements. Okay, the cleric leveled up 3 times. Alright, they leveled up 3 times too? Or maybe I'm just crazy. Okay. Maze. So what I'm gonna do, just to be safe, I'm gonna top off my party members. You don't get a new heal spell until level 7. You're just gonna be using Dios for a while. That's probably good. Okay, so back to the inn. And my cleric get his spells back. Now back to the elevator. D, turn around. Now I can fight this, so I don't have to worry so much about it. Bears. Should be able to fight this too. Yeah, okay, you're dead. I'm gonna put him to sleep just in case. You usually have a ton of Katinos to spare because it's a level 1 spell. Okay. Reset. Everyone's level 6. Nothing here, like you may think like, oh, that was 1 vampire, maybe I should fight him. Monsters actually give pitiful experience. Like that vampire probably would have given me like 1,000 XP maybe. Will-O-Wisp gives you 7,000. And the vampire like probably would have done some significant damage to my party. The only exception is there are these, I forget which giant. There's one type of giant that's like good, but one of the problems is you don't know actually if what type of giant you get. If it just says like unseen entity and it looks like a giant. So this is the run. Then what you need to do is you need to actually get through. I'm trying to think, there's something that the Japanese runner did and I forget how he did it. How did he do that? There's also a Japanese run where there's actually a Will-O-Wisp-like encounter on the 2nd or 3rd floor, but it seems almost like even harder to get than the Wisp encounter here. And his route is a little bit different. He actually gets a solo mage up to level 11, and then there's one spell that actually, it's like a wish spell, and it just like, you wish and you win the last battle because the gods like give it to you. And that run I think is probably a little bit faster on average, but it's not nearly as fun, and it relies actually way more on RNG, unfortunately. And it's also easier to like die, because if you're just going through menus really fast and say they use a spell that like wipes your party out, then it's okay if you mash through like a couple party members dying, because the game doesn't save until the battle's over, But if you just have one party member in your party and he dies, then and you mash through it, then like the game will save. So you don't want that to happen. Yeah, this is the stupid RNG. Oh, this is what you did. Okay. See if this works. Oh no, I don't need to worry about that yet. I remember now though. Oh, that's bad. So you need to kill 5 more wisps. And then you get to the last fight, and the last fight is also another RNG fest. You can't fight that fight though. This RNG is pretty bad. I don't think it usually doesn't take this long. Sorry, I had the map open, I wasn't actually reading chat, but now is a good time for me to answer questions. Storm Giants, I think so, yeah. There's actually one spell that you have that kills all enemies like under a certain level or HP threshold or something, and mages get it at level 7. Frickin' thieves. So, wait, I think, it made a save on the other side of the door. Sometimes when you fight these, they just run away. Oh, great, okay. So that, I actually have to progress through here to get to the next room. Because I cleared that fight. It doesn't matter, all of these rooms are the same. But yeah, there's a set of giants that give a lot of XP, and they get wiped to that spell. You don't get that until level 7. Wonder if it's possible to manipulate random number. I don't think so. Because if you look at the task notes for this game, it says that like the seed changes like every frame and every like input that you do. Can I fight this? I don't think so, but I'm getting desperate. Nope. If I had killed those giants in one round, it would have been nice. So the encounters are generated differently than like in Final Fantasy, unfortunately. This is absurd though. It's never taken me this long to get a wisp encounter. Come on. I don't even know what to say. Just sit back and relax. So yeah, when you run this game, you need to have your finger pretty close to the reset button. One other thing I didn't mention is the order in which you make party members is important. So there's a reason you make 3 fighters, cleric, and mages in that order. Like you can't make the mages first. And there we go. Alright, so the level 3 spells that they get at level 5, you gain new spells every odd level. They're not actually useful. I think you can just cast like, use 2 diltos each, now that you're level 6, and they should be able to just fight this guy. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I don't want to have to take the trip all the way back. And I'm going to heal with Dios here. It would really suck if he died after getting this encounter. Okay, there. Alright. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, so what I was saying, the order in which you make your party matters, because when you restart the out party, it actually places the characters in your party based on the order they were created, not the order you put them in. So if, like, I had made the mage first, then every time I restart an out party, the mage would be in the first slot. Which is actually pretty annoying, because if you get one of those insanely lucky rolls, like you get it, you get stats in the 20s, you want it to be on the mages because you want them to have high agility. Oh yeah, I didn't mention that either. Why? You want them to have high agility because you want them to land their spells first before the fighters in combat. Because yeah, that should make sense. I don't want my fighters to attack and then the mages to put the monsters to sleep, because they won't benefit from that spell. And that's actually a pretty big deal, because a lot of times the mages will put the enemy to sleep, but then it will wear off like at the end of the round. So if that happens, if the fighters attack and then the mage puts it to sleep, and then it immediately wakes up, like they didn't get any benefit from it. Okay. Oh, that was a wisp fight. Maybe I should have tried it. I don't think I can kill those poison giants though. I think they're too hard. In any case, this game is like kind of relaxing in a way. Like, I'm just kind of sitting here not really worrying about anything. And I would have like music playing. I was thinking for when I stream this game I might have like viewer like song requests or something, because I didn't actually realize that the the music slowed the game down so much, but it does. Alright, so here I'm gonna wait to heal. Yeah, that's a little bit scary. I don't want them to kill. Maybe I should have topped off. I kind of want to reserve my magic to heal people who get in critical condition. Yeah, my party is way better now, so I should be fine. Again, I don't think spells actually work. They resist everything, but Dilto can't be resisted. So that's why it works. Okay, so now I'm gonna go home. And now fighters maybe level 8. Experience you need to level like increases exponentially. Do level up. Okay, so now I need 14,945. This means I'm gonna need 2 more wisps and a couple like junk encounters. They're gonna be like 500 XP off. If you do the math, because I think 2 wisps is like 14,500. Oops, wrong way. So I'm gonna like fight this if I don't fight friendly groups because like there's no reason to. I'll encounter something I don't want to fight like this. Use Catino because it's useless against wisps. Well, that all wore off. Wow, that fighter crushed me. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I don't actually want to deal with that. Wait, where am I? Oh, I made my temp save there. Wyvern, I don't think I want to fight wyverns. Use your judgment when you encounter this stuff. Like if you fight like a frog, you can probably fight the frog. But don't fight a group of like greater demons. But I need like another like 200 XP beyond fighting 2 wisps. I'm gonna heal. I get better heal spells now. Dial is the next heal up. But I kinda want that for combat, so I'm gonna use this. Just top off. I'm gonna have to top off anyways, so I may as well do it now. Okay, and hope for wisps. Yeah, the RNG is really weird. I was really hoping that there was some way to manipulate it so that you could do like the dagger route, but I think that's just not possible. If I didn't get surprised there, I may have fought that. That was 2 poison giants and 2 wisps. If we get that encounter, I'm gonna try to use my kill spell. So when you get 3 giants, you can try to use. Okay, he didn't get it. Wait. Oh no, level. Oh, my bad. It's level. Oh, okay. It's level 9 when you get that spell, I forgot. Giants are just too hard. Okay, I'm gonna try to fight this, see what happens. I'll use Moreless. Moreless is another Dilto. See, they just do too much damage. You see how crazy, like, the enemies are so imbalanced down here. Will-O-Wisps are like as hard as Murphy's Ghosts. You encounter Murphy's Ghosts on this floor too. And then you encounter greater demons, which are like harder than the final battle. Yeah, good luck fighting that. Greater demons, I think, give less XP than wisps too, or like an amount very close. So this is kind of annoying because 1 wisp isn't actually going to do it. I basically need like 14, just about 15,000 XP right now for my mages to hit 9, which is the like limiting factor. Yeah. So I need, oops, I forgot, I need to progress. I'm actually going to fight this because I do need another little amount of XP. If you fight 1 humanoid, it's usually okay because you can put him to sleep. Just to put things into perspective though, you're supposed to be like level 15, maybe even higher, like going into this last area. And even then, like stuff like greater demons are just gonna destroy you. When you have surprise encounters, you can't use spells, so that's a little bit hard to get used to. Oh, okay, this works. I do think that I need like one more. Let's see. Oh no, they leveled up. Okay, so we are ready to go finish the game. I need my healer to top the party off. Okay, die is a revive spell. Dialma is the big heal. Okay, always remember to rest with your cleric after you top off, because I've not done that before. Well, that's pretty embarrassing. Okay, so there's this new strat I learned from the Japanese run where you can do something. You have all of these forced encounters in this last area, but I think you can do this weird thing. I don't know exactly how it works, so I'm draining my levels. No matter where you are in this game, enemies can be a little bit scary. Should teleport me back there. Feels like the worst RNG. I don't think it's worth making a temp save. Friendly group of rotting corpses. Okay. Giants. Some encounters are like more often friendly than not. I don't know how the RNG for that works. Thanks game. Alright, so what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to... Are you kidding me? Alright, I'm just going to fight it because... Wait, wrong thing. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is try to get an encounter. And it should put me back. Yeah, put me back. Okay. So this is something I didn't realize you could do. And you skip like all of these forced encounters. So you enter this room. Run. Okay, and then just hold right. You get an encounter, and when you run, it will... Is it faster to hold back? I don't know. Either way, it hurts your eyes. I'm just going to hold right. And then I want to get an encounter. And then when I run from that, it's going to push me back into the room I was just in, which was the one with the forced encounter. But for some reason, it doesn't always give you that forced encounter again. Alright, so now I'm in again. When you're going through this, like, again, it's a little bit scary because you can always get teleported back. But, because when you enter these rooms, there's one tile that takes you back home, and there's one tile that progresses you. And I was scared about that for a while, but it turns out that the tile that teleports you back home is always like to the direct right when you enter. So just ignore that. Yeah, grinding Murphy's Ghost like casually is just crazy. Yeah, playing this game casually is just a nightmare, because your characters can die permanently. If your party dies, you have to like get a rescue party and go get them, and then you have to pray that they all get resurrected. Man, this encounter rate is terrible. Let's go left instead. This is like not fair. It just keeps giving me wisps. I should pay attention to the encounter I get though, because sometimes I can just kill them. I'm actually, just for the sake of time, I'll deal with that. Normally I would reset, but since we're not fighting these fixed encounters, I should have the spells to heal up. Is it quicker to go left or right? I don't know. Alright. Where's the way out? Almost there. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Forgot doing this little trick. Okay. I'm pretty sure there's one more after this. Alright, okay, so this is the last tile. I want to save my higher level magic. Dios spells are useless, so I'm going to use these to top off first. And top off your mages and cleric. Wow, my cleric has a ton of HP. That's good. Mages do not. I want to look at my spellbook. Do I have Bad Eye? I do not have Bad Eye. So I'm going to use like one Dial Maw on this guy. Alright. Alright, now this was the worst RNG. So yeah, this fight is horrible RNG. If they surprise you, you reset. If you get an encounter with more than 3 enemy groups, reset. If you get an encounter, so this is the best one you can get. So you always get Wordna, which you use Montino to silence him. Montino is silence. Then see what spells my mage has got. So I didn't get the damage spell with this guy. Macanito is the thing that like clears out enemies that are beyond a certain HP. You can't use that here. Memorless is Dilto, but it's to everything. I don't know exactly the best strat here when I don't have... I'm just using Memorless. Let's hope that this guy has it so I can explain. No, I got the worst spells. There's a really good damage spell you get. I guess I'll use 2 Memorless and see what happens. Okay, so he put me to sleep. This is probably game over. Well, let's see. Now I'm going to use La Halito, which is my damage spell. Use it on the second group. Or no, let me clear out the last guy first. I forgot. Or no, I only have 1. Okay, so I'm going to clear out the second guy first. You need to pay attention here. So 6 died. If you cast Tilt Away, you're dead. So reset. You're trying to silence him so that he can't cast spells. The second encounter group is always Vampire Lords. The third are always Vampires. You know what? I'm just gonna try a different strat. I'm just gonna try to nuke down the Vampire Lord. It's really unclear. Oh, he's silenced. Okay, so that is very rare. I need to try to win this fight. What I'm gonna do is, I think Dialco is the Cure Paralysis spell. I really hope so. I have the spell thing open. Let me just look. Yeah. Okay, so Cure Paralysis. Now try to nuke down this Vampire Lord. I'm not doing much damage to him. Okay. So the cleric should try now to... No. I'm gonna use Bad Dialma on that guy. Bad Dialma is the cleric damage spell. What do I do now? Probably should have cast Memorless first. Okay, he's killed. Alright, good shape. Now what? Let's use Badalma on that guy. Let's use Memorless again. Cure Paralysis. Lahalito. Use Mahalito. Alright, okay. So the fight is still not over because this guy's ridiculous. So use all your Diltos. Use Diltos until you don't have them anymore. Oops. I probably should have redone that. The AI is that he keeps trying to cast spells as long as he has them. And as soon as he runs out, he'll start using melee, in which case he just one-shots everyone. So you're actually on a timer here. You have to kill him before he runs out of spells to be unable to cast. I'm gonna use Catino now. You can put him to sleep. He's dead. Okay. 6 got the amulet. You go to 6, you use the amulet. I'm going to make a save state here. I believe this is just 10 up. You appeared in the castle moat and have probably drowned. Congratulations, you recovered the amulet. You win. Okay, so it doesn't matter that some of your guys drowned. You brought the amulet back, and that's all that matters. GG. So yeah, that's it. Wait, what happened to my... Oh, never mind. So yeah, that link I sent is like the only link you need, really. If you want to be creative, you can try to play the game with wizards. So I got really lucky there on that silence. Wizards have mage spells and cleric spells, so you get more silences. So yeah, let me just like reiterate the main things. What you do is you make your party, you go get the amulet, which you get by manipulating those friendly encounters. Not the amulet, the ribbon. And that allows you to go to the second elevator. Then you farm Murphy until you get level 3, and then you farm Wisps until you get level 9, and then you go finish. So the game is just repeating like a whole bunch of like elementary ideas that seem confusing at first. Like these encounter like weird things that are going on, but after you do it a few times you get a good feel for it. So I hope anyone wants to run this. Like I said, like the route is not set in stone. There are different class combos that may be better, and there's always that mage only route, which I haven't really tested. I don't know how consistent it is. Maybe I'll do some runs with that and investigate some more. If anyone has any questions, please PM or whatever, whisper, or watch my stream, ask me questions. And if people want to run this, then good job. Yeah, I have the fastest time on video that I know of, which is 38 minutes, I believe. There's an unlisted Japanese time that's 28 from like 10 years ago, and I don't even know what route he uses. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy Wizardry. Bye.